friend, it's Pat Sloan here. On today's calendar, we have UFOs busting, and I'm talking about the sea glass quilt, but actually I'm going to go UFO busting just a little bit broader than that, because when I did the calendar for December, I really wasn't thinking about this get it done sort of series of days that I set up for myself. I didn't have that thought when I created the calendar for December. That came later. So I really need to finish 2 things on the list by the end of the year. And so they can be done if I get going. So before we get to that, today is, what is it? It's Hard Candy Day. That's the celebration for today. Hard candies. I think Christmas time, this time December brings out this sort of nostalgia for hard candies, because that is what a lot of our grandparents had, or great-grandparents had in their homes. At least mine did at the holidays. You had ribbon candy and other hard candies. Although my one great-grandmother always had a bowl of some type of hard candy all year long. That was just kind of her thing. That was her thing. And so for hard candies, I just, peppermints, ribbon candies, all those kind of fun things. Butterscotch, hard butterscotch. Yum. Those Werthers. Those are really good. If you're in my Kitchen Adventures group, you can come over there and share about different hard candies. If you make them, tell us about it. And that's over at Kitchen Adventures. Link is in the description box under the video, or you can just go to Facebook and go Kitchen Adventures with Pat Sloan, and it'll be there. So a few things that I was like a total dork. Jerry, who sent me these, must have been thinking yesterday, oh my goodness, that woman's lost her brain. These socks are not mushrooms. They are, when you open it with a little sweet little face, they are flamingos with the little Santa hats. How cute is that? See, there you go. Now you can see it. Oh my goodness, I was such a dork. Okay, that's just what happens sometimes. Sometimes I'm just incredibly dorky. Oh, good grief, Charlie Brown, good grief. There's the critter quilt with the medium gray binding. So let me get the other camera. Here we are. You can see, there it is. So this is the grunge. And I think, I wish I didn't need to make this quilt a certain size, because I really would have liked to have done that dot as a little bit wider border. But that's what we were doing. We didn't want it to be too big. So there you go. Once I need to take a picture outside still. I have not done that. Even when it was a nice day, I totally forgot. It wasn't on my list, so I forgot about it. And the label. So on my Get It Done, I have the label to do for this one. And our friend that sent the backing wrote me, so I have your email. So I have your name to put on there. And I want to also, again, thank Karen, who quilted it. She donated her time to quilt this one. And also the batting is donated by Warm Company, and the thread is all donated by Orifil USA. So they have worked with them forever, since they came to the United States to do their thread for quilters. I've worked with them, and so the thread is from them. And so this is a true donation quilt, every single little bit of it. So awesome. So that's how the gray turned out. And I like it because it is not, it sort of blends with the green. I mean, it just sort of disappears, I guess is what I'm saying. It's not a hard edge or anything like that. A few people said, why didn't I face it? Like, there's a thing where you can fold in the front and the back so you don't actually put a binding on. And I do not want, I don't even know if I've ever done that, but besides that point, this quilt will be handled. It'll be handled by people who are not quilters. And so I wanted that edge to be protected because people will come up, they're going to come up and do this. The general public is going to be able to see this quilt and touch it. So will not be under glass. So anyway, there you go. She's looking so good. Critter quilt number 2. And this is the batting, the Warm Company 80/20. This is the batting that I've been using for a lot of things right now. I really like it. It is thin, and I love thin batting. That's the way I am. I really like thin batting. I like the way it drapes, the way it hangs, and so I've been working with the Warm Company, and they have been doing a fabulous job supporting the work that I do. So thank you to them. Okay, so what do I have in my Get It Done? The mushroom. The mushroom, oh my stars. Did I show you I have binding? Have binding. And I cut the batting. So in order to baste this, because I'm going to do this on the Solaris, I'm going to go ahead and do the wave stitch on the Baby Lock Solaris. I think that will be the best. You know, it'll get it done this year because I can't get it. Long armors are too busy right now or off, you know, done for the year. And so it'll let me finish it up this year, which I truly, truly want to do. So I am going to baste this. I'm going to spray baste it on my ironing board. And so for those of you who feel you know, you always have to get on the floor or you have to go somewhere else. If you are up for spray basting, which I spray very close, so there's really no overspray because I'm working very close to the surface. I'm not like out here, you know, away from stuff. I am like right down next to it. So I'm going to go ahead and set up. We're going to go through it. So this is spray basting with Pat. We're gonna do it. So I need to switch cameras and everything, put it over on the side with the ironing board, and probably close the curtain back there because it's getting ready to start raining hard, and that will just distract you. You will be constantly looking behind me watching the weather. I know, I've done it. So see here, I'm on the back side. This is the end. This is like the end of my room. I was just on that side. I often stand on this side. The red and white quilt is on the other end from me, just opposite here from this door. So I'm going to close up the door. But before I do that, so a few of you wonder, did I get my plants repotted? Yes, 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 pretty much. So I repotted this big girl here, which is some sort of ginger something. Which did I tell you this? When I bought that, when I was checking out, I bought it at the grocery store. When I was checking out, the cashier was like, oh, they're really pretty. They get big. I'm like, oh, great. I'm still going to get it and see what happens. So what I did, hold on one sec. There we go. So I track where I'm at. So I potted up to a much bigger plant. The roots were coming out the bottom of the other one. So it was way past time. I also got this one in a new pot and this one in a new pot, which was also starting to come out. No, those weren't. And I repotted this little guy, this little succulent here. So repotted him because he was getting a little sad and weird. So I got him repotted. And all right, I also cleaned up my front flower beds, cutting a lot of things back and all that good stuff. Oh, did you see my Christmas quilt? My Christmas t-shirt. I got this a couple years ago. I think I got it on Amazon. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description box. But I think it's cute. I don't wear this color very often, but I think it's fun. Okay, let me just get this set up. So the other thing is, I cannot get in my head what part of the month I'm in. For some reason, and I wrote this on the Monday email that went out, is that I had in my head that the Christmas was in the next couple of days. And, you know, it's like still 6 days away. So I have been sort of out of whack with things. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I have more days of the month than I thought, which is rare, right? Rare. I should just absorb in all that good vibe because rarely do we feel like we have more days than we actually do. Let's see. I am spraying with 505 and I'm spraying very close to the surface in short little bursts. So I am not standing way back spraying all over the place with overspray. Now, of course, if you can't do aerosols and things like that, well, then this is not for you. But this is for a lot of us. And so for those of you that it is something that interests you or that you do, I'll just show you what I do. And yeah. So first of all, because I am working, let me just put this down here now. There we go. There we go. Because I'm working on the ironing board, and I do not have any kind of special ironing board. This is just purchased from IKEA a few years ago. Let me see. Where can I get it? Okay, I think that'll work. I think you'll be able to see. So I will take the mat off. I don't want to get anything on the wool mat because I do not want to have to replace it because I don't think they can be cleaned really. So there we go. We just remove it out of harm's way. I do have a nice board cover and it won't be a problem. Let me just put the backing down first. That is my preferred method, backing first. And I could do this long way or short way on the ironing board. Because what I'm going to be doing is shifting. I'm going to put things out. So this is the short, here's the width of the quilt, top of the quilt. Okay, so this is the short way, which means to do the width of it, I will just have to rotate, pull it a little bit like this to get the whole width. If I want to go length of the quilt, then I have to do more of them because I have to roll it the whole way. If I'm doing the length of the quilt, putting the quilt on where the top is up here, then when I need to finish basting down here because I'm going to press, spray and press, I have a little bit longer to rotate for the Oh My Stars because it is longer than it is wide. It's not a square. But I don't have quite as much to go this direction. So I don't know. It's half, what's that saying? Oh, hold on. There, I think I was hitting the mic. So it is, whatever that saying is, half a dozen of something or whatever. So I think today I will try long ways. I have not done it that way. I usually just do the top up here just from a logical point of view, like I work at the top down, but then I'll try it sideways today. I mean, you don't do it differently. It's just, if you have directional background or an obvious top to your quilt, line those up at the same end. Other than that, you're good to go. All right, so then I have to put the batting on the top. And oh crapola. I did not, oops. I did not trim it. Okay. So this batting is, I don't know, on the roll. Is it a king size? But it's folded. So you can see here, but it is actually folded in half. So I have to undo it. There we go. Undo it. And I will need to trim it. So I'm going to do that now on the board. I'm going to trim it on the board. The length I did, about what I need. So up on this end, I will pull it just a little past the backing, and then on the other end it will go. I cut it off the bolt so that I didn't think I would have to trim it. Okay, so if I want to see this a little better, it's easier to put the batting on the bottom for trimming because I was not planning on trimming, but now I am. Lucky me. So here we go. This is real life, folks, real life. So here I have got a little bit past on the end so that I know I'm not short, even though the backing itself is a little bit longer than the top. I want the batting also to be a little longer than the top, just so, okay. And then on this end, see, on this end, I just have about that much. So I don't really need to trim that, at least not right now. But what I do have to trim is that other side, dang it. Dang it. Okay, so I'm just going to rotate the batting over, I'm just sort of shifting it, whatever word you like to use. Shift it until, oh my goodness, until I see batting again. So, and then, of course, all my bigger, longer, scissors are on the other side of the table. So here is the section that I need to trim along here, somewhere right along here. So let me just go get a pair of scissors. Oh my goodness, hold on. I'm back with some bigger scissors, some shears. These are by Kai, and I really like these. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to keep this cord out of the way. Oh my goodness, I do not need to cut the cord for my mic. That would not be a happy day. So I am just out here on the edge. See, this is where, it's a little bit extra. I could put it back up on the table, but I am not. I am not. Go, 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 go. All right, here we are. Go, 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 go. I'm just cutting, and it doesn't have to be straight and smooth, although, you know, that would be kind of nice if it was, but I am not doing that. I am being real, and this is what I do. And so there we go. It's done. I've got this trimmed, and I will fold it in a little bit. All right, now I need to be sure I haven't messed up anything, like the other side still have, yes. So we still got batting past here. I haven't shifted it so there's no batting under there. So now I need to go back to batting in the middle because I have to layer the, you know what? I'm gonna do it the short way because that's the way my brain works better. The width of the quilt across here, and yeah. Okay, back to this method. There we go. There we go. And I feel like I can just see, I have to control where the top and the backing meet. I need to be able to see it. All right, so I've got it here. Yep. It's really not that exciting to do this, but here we are. Because if we don't do it, it doesn't get done by anybody. Unless you just ship it to the, you know, pack it up and give it to Long Armor, which is a fabulous idea, but I want it done by the end of the year. So that means I'm on my own. Me and the quilt. Okay, here's the top. And my backing is not really directional. I mean, they go up and they go both ways. The tulips face up, the tulips face down. So it's totally, you know, it has a direction where it is. This is the top. Okay, top of this guy is here. And basically at this point, I want to be sure that there is backing underneath all of it. And I'm not just being too frugal. See, there's more backing on this right end. And so I want to pull it down some. Because what can happen is, you know, you can get things that are not totally 100% lined up, and you could be shifting a little bit as you go along, and all of a sudden you have a corner with no backing under it, because you're working blind a little bit with this batting hanging, you know, with this batting hanging over and blocking your visibility. So you're working blind, and that, you know, that can be a problem when you get to the other end. So basically, I want to check it. So I just shift it down there, shift the whole thing down. And the batting and the fabric with this size quilt, the Oh My Stars size quilt, they kind of stay together. You know, they stay together pretty good. And I'm going to still be spray basting it and checking it for smoothness and all that good stuff. So it's not anywhere near ready for that. Okay. So now I've still got, I can see it right here. Whoops, you can't. See, I've still got, here's the edge and backing. And on the other end, none. See, none. It's like me, it's here. My backing has shifted. So I will have to manipulate that a little bit. I'll have to fix that. I'll have to look at, I think my backing was not lined up straight enough. It was probably cockeyed a little bit. So I'll go ahead and disassemble it again, lay the backing down so that it is straight, and then the batting, and then the top. And then we'll spray baste to wrap it up. So you can see here what happened. It wasn't smooth. You know, with me, you know, sort of pulling it along and talking like that, I wasn't being as careful. So you can see that ripple. So that wasn't smooth, and that's why the batting, when I finally got to the end, was not where it should be. And that's why you want to check, because you don't want to all of a sudden be basting, and then find out that there is no batting in the one corner. So to resolve this, what I'm doing is just starting over with it nice and smooth, going to put the batting on nice and smooth, and then go little bit by little bit rather than sort of pulling it like I did because I was checking things and blah, blah, blah. You know, I just have to start over and focus and not be chatting so much. Okay, let me get it done. Let me get it layered and then we'll baste. Also, as I'm shifting this, I'm keeping my hand under here and I'm sort of checking for those big, you know, pleats or wrinkles. We have not quilted and we have not even basted the back. So all those can be corrected, but if I can correct some of it as I go, that's a lot better. Here is the end, and now I will just flip it over to the other side. I'm going to start back up at the top again like I just did, and I will do the same thing here, is lift each section, you know, lift it as far back like this, and the front is basted. So you can see here, the front's basted. See, it's stuck on there. And I will spray all this, and then it will be done. And as I go, if there's some sort of bobble or wrinkle, then I can fix it on the back as I'm going along. And it's all done. It's all basted, and now it is ready for me to quilt. Okay, so I hope they found that a little bit useful. It's real life, what we all have to do. So if you are watching this and maybe you want to do your own basting, you know, go get your stuff and replay and baste along with me. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.